It's just I have to think 3 times before I reply because it's not that good, my Indonesian. Yeah. Okay, so how's everyone? Everyone's good?
Hello.
How's everyone? Everyone good?
I'm great. Alhamdulillah.
I'm fine, thank you. That's good. That's good, everyone. That's good. Okay, inshallah we'll begin. I'm just gonna share my screen. Yes, I'm just gonna share my screen now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Apa sih laptopnya mana?
And my fellow students from junior high school and Islamic senior high school Arsyad Islamic School. Okay, great. What are we going to do today? Yeah, we're going to do a show. It's small show media. So it's about Multimedia. So I'm going okay, actually everyone go there. But yeah, the problem is money. I don't have much money to go there. Okay. How does that? Di sini ada awalnya you ever been in Sydney? Ada daerah Australia?
No.
Yes. Okay, right. So, for more experiences, let us meet Sharenaa. Miss Sharenaa, time is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity, guys. It's an honor to get to talk to you guys, inshallah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's really nice meeting you guys. I know that, because of Corona and COVID, I'm unable to meet each other in real life as well. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come listen and to maybe talk about my experience in Australia. So inshallah, I'll just introduce myself first. If you guys have any question at any moment, just feel free to ask me at any time. Or if I'm talking too fast, just tell me to talk a bit slower as well. But inshallah, my name is Sharenaa Beatty, and I'm 21 years old. I'm just checking. Yeah, I'm 21 years old. And I was born in Sydney and I was raised in Sydney as well. So both of my parents are orang Jawa dan Indo, and they moved here. Yeah, they moved here, and they had me and my sisters. So I have aku punya kakak sama adik. I'm the middle child. I'm in the middle. And yeah, so when I was raised in Sydney, we're just talking. My mum teach me to talk Bahasa ever since I was young. But then obviously when I go to school, I have to speak English. So like I said, I can understand both, but I'm better at speaking English, inshallah.
So have you ever been in Indonesia before, Miss Sharenaa?
Yeah, many times, many times. Semua keluarga aku di Indo. I don't have any family here, cuman my own family. But the rest of it is all in Jakarta.
When was the last time you been in Indonesia?
Kayaknya waktu itu awal 2019 deh.
Oh, before Corona.
Yeah, before Corona. Or maybe 2018, I think. Yeah, I can't remember, but I went to Jakarta and I went to Jogja and I went to Singapore as well. So it was very nice and I miss it a lot. Inshallah, I can go back soon.
It's pretty good, Miss Sharenaa.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So inshallah, I'll start.
Yes.
I have a presentation.
Okay.
Can everyone see that?
Yes, of course.
It's okay. All right, inshallah. So, firstly, I'd like to thank your Islamic school for reaching out, as well as Bu Uya, who came in contact with me and asked me if I could speak. Inshallah, my journey can inspire you guys to come to Sydney one day, or maybe travel more and explore your dreams, inshallah. And hopefully COVID is finished so you guys can do that as well. But yeah, feel free to ask me questions at any time, inshallah. Talking casually about my experiences as a Muslim living in Australia, like I said, I'm born and raised in Sydney. So I feel like my first interaction with the Indonesian Muslim community was that I had to attend ngaji, just like you guys. So I had like ngajian as well every Saturday. So every Saturday I had to go with my sisters, and we would learn Iqra, just exactly like how you Indo students do it as well. We had to learn Iqra. So these classes on Saturdays we learned Iqra. We had Islamic knowledge as well, and it's a little bit of Arabic as well. So it was all of it in one with an Indonesian community, and alhamdulillah I had that because living in Australia, especially as a young child, everyone around you is orang bule, so it's hard to feel like you belong, So I would say, having that experience to have friends who are Indonesian and who are Muslim in Sydney helped me connect to my background. And it helped me understand that I wasn't very different, and that, it helped me just appreciate my upbringing. So I made many friends at Ngaji. So it was at Al-Hijrah Mosque, like the one on the screen, and this is in a suburb called Tempe. It's like, you can read it like Tempe, which is funny. But yeah, so basically the friends that I made at this masjid, I'm still friends with today as well. And I went to Ngaji for, I think it was 3 years. So ever since I was, I think, 5 years old. Then dari umur 5 ke 8, I went to this masjid and I just learned and had a good Islamic foundation, alhamdulillah. And so, while going to my school on Saturday, for my normal school, I went to a government school. I don't know what you call it in Indonesia, but it's not the private school. It's I don't know what the word is, but it's a government school basically, and that means it's very multicultural. Jadinya ada orang dari, like, I have Chinese friends, I have Greek friends, I had Lebanese friends, I had Aussie friends, I had Aboriginal friends. So as you can see in the picture, I had many different types of friends, and that's me over here in the corner here, very small. Yeah, so my school was called Lewisham Public School, and this is a picture of me in class 2 SD. So I remember, my friends were Australian, but their parents were from another country. And it was really fun because I didn't feel like I was the only one that was different. And so even at the school, I still had religion classes, and they would organize it in the Thursday afternoon. So the school organizes a class for religion, and that class is we learn about Islam. So they have ada volunteer gitu masuk, and then we all learn about Islam. So it was yeah.
How many students in your school at the class second grade that Islam?
I think 2 other friends. Iya, ada 2 teman yang orang Muslim. Jadinya kelas religion itu kelas Islamic Studies kayaknya cuman from the whole school cuman 5 student gitu. So only 5 students, so very small Islamic population, but the school still provided that class for me, and so it was very nice to have the school thinking about my needs as a Muslim. The teacher was a volunteer, so orang dari Lebanon, ibu-ibu, like she would come in every Thursday, and she would teach us.
She was Arabic.
Yes, an Arabic teacher. Yes. And so, like I said, I had about 2 friends that were Muslim, and I remember we could talk about things like, kalau there was Ramadan, kita puasa sama-sama, Lebaran, like we shared our food, because my Muslim friends were from Bangladesh or they were from Pakistan, so we have different foods to celebrate Lebaran. And it was really nice because, as a young kid, we didn't think about what made us different. We just thought about how we made each other feel, and we made each other feel very happy, and that, it didn't stop us from being friends or anything like that. So this was my class in year 2. And then in class 4 SD, my mom decided to move me and my younger sister's name's Alia, to an Islamic school. So in Sydney, there's also many Islamic schools as well, because there's a big population of Muslims, and the population of Muslims is still growing even today. So my Islamic school is called Malik Fahad Islamic School, and it's in the suburb Greenacre in Sydney. So Greenacre is a suburb in Sydney with many Muslims. So like if you think, for example, maybe in Jakarta, you have like Kebayoran or something like that. Just that area is all Muslims. If you think about like that in Sydney, yeah. So it was really nice. Like I was finally surrounded by other Muslim kids in Sydney. And so, like you can see in this picture in the bottom, all the girls had to wear hijab as well from class 4 SD ke atas harus pakai kerudungan. And so, and then dari kelas 6 SD ke atas, boys and girls are separated. So, yeah. So you have that Islamic feeling, you have that Islamic environment, and you become comfortable, you become used to it as well. So at this point, I didn't go to my ngaji class on Saturday anymore, because at this school, they already teach us Quran recitation, they had Arabic classes for us as well, and Islamic studies as well. So it's already included, udah termasuk dalam satu sekolah gitu. And I remember on my very first day here, it was my first day wearing my hijab to school. And I was so excited, I was so proud of myself. And like the uniform is a long skirt. Can you see the girl on the right there? She's wearing a long skirt and long sleeve. That's what we had to wear every day as well. So yeah, it made me feel like I finally could find my own community, and it made me feel like I belonged in the community as well. So I made lots of friends here, and all my friends were from different backgrounds. So I had my friends from Iraq, I had Lebanese friends from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Turkey. I had even Vietnamese friends. I had lots of Indonesian friends as well. And being at a Muslim school was so nice because I could still experience a lot of different cultures, but we all shared the same religion, and it felt really nice to have the experience. So at school, we would wake up at maybe 7 o'clock. So I think in Indonesia you start school setengah tujuh. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So for me, I had to start school at jam 8. Jam 8 ke setengah 4, that was the school day.
So full day school?
Yes, full day, 8 o'clock to 3:30. And then we would, just like I think, at Indonesian schools, we would have our morning dua time, and we recite Quran together in the morning. And then after that, we go to our classes. So this was my class. I think I was in year 5 here. And you can see my teacher's not even Muslim, so she didn't even wear the hijab.
Yes.
So my teacher's not Muslim, but she still, like, everyone feels comfortable because we all accept each other, and it's very interesting because, for example, we would have like math class, English class, science, all with her. And then after we finish with her, at the end of the day, usually we have like an Islamic studies class with the chef. So my chef was Chef Khalid, and he was so funny, he was so nice, and he made it really fun for us to learn about Islam, especially when, you're very young and you're learning a lot and absorbing a lot. That was my class. You can see there's lots of Muslims from different parts of the world. These are all my friends here, and it was just really nice, I remember for lunchtime, we still have the canteen as well, just like you guys have a canteen, but usually you're scared, nggak ada makanan halal gitu in Sydney because not everyone's Muslim, so they don't make the daging halal. But at my school, we didn't have to worry because everyone's Muslim. They provide halal meat and halal food, so it was really nice. And I remember I was so excited because my mom didn't make my lunch on Friday, so she would let me buy from the canteen. And I just remember it was so fun on that day, and I was so excited. And like during Ramadan and during Eid as well, my friends were celebrating with me. So it wasn't like my old school where I felt like, oh, I'm the only one who is having fun. In this school, alhamdulillah, like I felt like I had the feeling like it was Lebaran. I had the feeling like, we're all bersama, untuk puasa gitu. So it was a nice feeling. And then, that's what a school canteen looks like. And during recess and lunch, we played a game called handball. You can see in the corner. It was so fun. Me and my friends would play a long time doing that. And like with salat, with everything like that, we had a masjid as well. Like I showed you over here. That's the masjid, and we would pray there every day. So alhamdulillah, I went to school at Malik Fahad for maybe 3 tahun aku di Malik Fahad. Terus aku pindah sekolah ke Beverly Hills Girls High School. And Beverly Hills Girls High School is not a Muslim school. You can see in the picture on the left, that's an old picture of the high school. So you can see there's, people who look very Australian, you can see the ladies, they orang bule, so my group of friends was very multicultural again. So Sydney is very multicultural. If you guys, inshallah, have an opportunity to come to Sydney, you're gonna see people from many backgrounds. You know, it's very exciting.
They respect each other, right?
What was that?
They respect each other even in different culture.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Sometimes you get people who are rude. Ada orang yang kayak nggak comfortable gitu liatin kamu pakai kayak kerudungan, like they don't feel good, and sometimes they look at you or stare at you, but you just ignore it. Usually people don't say anything. They just look at you.
Have you ever got bullied because of your hijab?
Bullied sih enggak, alhamdulillah, tapi kalau di university sometimes like people I have to say hi to people don't say hi to me, so aku yang harus mulai conversationnya, because sometimes they get a bit takut, I look different, but yeah, alhamdulillah, I haven't gotten bullied, but I know some of my friends do get bullied because some people are just a bit rude. But yeah, alhamdulillah, no bullying. I feel like most of the time, Australian people are very welcoming.
So, do you feel annoying because of that treatment?
Do I feel annoyed because of the treatment? Yeah, I definitely do, because they don't want to understand or have a conversation about my religion. They just want to judge straight away. And it makes me annoyed because, I'm willing to talk if they just give me a chance,
Have you ever had the thought to take off your hijab because of that situation?
Alhamdulillah, I've never wanted to take off my hijab. Alhamdulillah, I love my hijab, and it's a big part of me. And even with the situation in Sydney and around the world, with people thinking that orang Muslim itu terrorist, if you're a staff, Islam apparently it forces you to wear the hijab. I'm very confident in my hijab, and I've never wanted to take it off. Alhamdulillah. Yes, that's correct. Istiqamah. Yeah, alhamdulillah. So this is my school that I moved to for high school. And I moved here from class to, is it year 7 to 12? So is that, I don't know what class that is. Is it 7 SMP or 1 SMP? 7? Okay. So year 7 to year 12, I went to this school. And so they didn't have like a masjid like at my Islamic school to salat, tapi they reserved the science laboratory for us to pray. So even though they didn't have a room for us to pray, they still made some space for us. But because there was a big population of Muslims at the school, they still offered halal food. So it was really nice. And even the uniform, this was my friends in high school. Even the uniform, see how my friends are wearing like a normal skirt? They still gave me a long skirt and a long shirt so I can wear my uniform.
Okay.
So as you can see, it's very welcoming and very understanding of different religions, different backgrounds. Like this is my friend, she's Lebanese, Greek. This is my friend from Palestine. And I also have a friend from Pakistan as well. So it's very, very multicultural. And so my uniform was long, and it was part of the uniform. So they had a uniform for every person basically.
So students wear long skirt, right?
Yes. So only the Muslims wear long skirts. Yes. But if you're non-Muslim, or maybe if you don't wear hijab, they wear the short skirt. And so this is my Islamic community in Sydney, and so this is us going on a walk. It was very, very fun. And so we do activities like this with a group called IKRA. So IKRA is a community in Sydney, and I think it's also in Perth as well, where it's Muslim Indonesians, and we come together, and when it's like Lebaran or when it's Ramadan time, we start Tarawih together, we celebrate Lebaran together. So yeah, I've grown up with these girls, and so they're basically my family, my Indonesian family in Sydney.
For Indonesian people?
Mostly Indonesian. Yeah. So all of these girls here are Indonesian with me. And yeah, like we can connect on, things about our culture, because a lot of them are also born in Sydney as well. So we can talk about our culture, we can talk about our religion, and also with Iqra, and we read Quran, and we focus on our tajweed, and Bu'ya also talks about a weekly topic, so every topic every week is different. Yeah.
From where?
Bu'ya is from where?
Yes.
Bu'ya is she lives in Sydney, around Indo. I'm pretty sure Bu'ya is listening as well, and she's from Lombok.
Oh.
Yeah, I should have put a picture of Bu'ya in here. But yeah, so I've been with Bu'ya for 10 years now, alhamdulillah, and these girls are basically my sisters now, so we've grown up together. And now we're all studying. So in my group we have criminal investigators, we've got lawyers, psychologists, Quran teachers, we have interior designers. There's so many, like we're all on our own path, inshallah, to our careers. And so I graduated from high school, and I was thinking about what to do after high school, what I wanted to do with my life, and what I wanted to do for work as well. And so in high school, I decided that I love being very creative, and I love jahit. I love making clothes. So I decided to apply for uni at UNSW first. So UNSW is a art and design campus in Sydney. Maybe you guys have heard of it. But yeah, I studied design here for 1 year, and then I moved to UTS. Yes. Where is it? Yeah, that's UTS. So I learned how to sew. And I did my bachelor's in fashion and textiles at UTS. So UTS is the University of Technology, Sydney. And at UTS, it was very hard for me because I was the only person wearing hijab. I was the only person in the whole faculty to wear hijab. And especially with fashion, it's about clothes. And a hijab is also something that you wear. And so it was confusing to people why I study fashion. I remember like some students would be confused because they think that, Muslim women are not into fashion. They don't like clothes, they're oppressed, or they don't have freedom to do what they want. So a lot of people were confused why I was studying fashion, and a lot of the time I was the first Muslim that they ever met before as well. So why did I choose fashion? Because I wanted to combine my love for designing and my love for making and using my hands to make things, also with my religion, inshallah. So yes, so I've always loved modest wear. And I know that in Sydney there's not a lot of people creating modest wear as well. So inshallah, like my dream is to create my own line in Sydney where Muslim women can design for other Muslim women, and we can create our own community as well, inshallah. So that's what I did. And I'm just going to go back here a little bit. So I knew I wanted to pursue a creative career, but I had my concerns in a Western context. So what that means is with fashion, I was concerned that my values didn't make sense or couldn't make sense in Australia. So whenever I have these issues or questions like this, I would go to Bu'uya. So basically with halaqah, you have your teacher, and if you have any questions, you go to your halaqah teacher and you ask her. And so I remember I asked Bu'uya, I said, Bu'uya, like, is it wrong for me to want to study fashion? And like, I had a lot of... I wasn't very confident in what I wanted to do. And so Buya told me, like, we need more Muslim designers. We need more Muslim women creating clothes for other Muslim women. And so I just needed that push, I needed to realign my intentions so that I didn't get distracted with the Western world, with, the values of orang bule, how they want to dress and things like that. So sometimes it can be hard, but I have a community to keep me confident. And if I start to go off balance, if I start to get distracted, I can always talk to people who can help me go back on the right path again. Alhamdulillah.
Sharenaa, I hope someday you have a good, maybe Muslim boutique business shop.
Ameen, inshallah. Ameen. And so in Australia, it's very common for you to work, have a job while you study. So while you have university, you have another job. And so my job was, I was a teacher for 3 and 4 year olds. So sebelum anak-anak masuk ke TK, they go to Froggy School, which is the school that I work at, and they learn about Islam, they learn about Arabic, they learn about English and maths, and I was a teacher. So I was Miss Sharenaa, basically. They called me Miss Sharenaa.
So do you Muslim?
Yes, only for Muslim. So all of these kids here are all Muslim.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all Muslim kids, and this was their graduation. And so it's Froggy is an Islamic-owned tuition center, and they teach kids from ages 3 to 16. And my job was to teach them about Islamic and Quranic knowledge as well, and like I said, to teach them math and English. So, like I said, I was a bit, in university, you have people who are non-Muslim around you, and it's easy to get confused. But when I was at work, it made me feel confident about my hijab again, because I was teaching this knowledge to these little kids, and it made me feel more supported and more confident in my religion as well. And so I would teach them about stories of the prophets, basic things about wudu, Islamic manners, and we teach them about Hajj. So you can see they're doing the pretend Hajj around the Kaaba there. And they're so cute. Over here, it was Sunnah dress-up week, so they had to dress with abayas and the Sunnah hat as well. And so, that's what I had to teach. So I worked here 3 days a week, and I had university 4 days a week. So it was very busy, but it was very fun, alhamdulillah, so at the same time, my family also has a cakes business, and we make halal desserts. And we make halal boards for people who want to get married as well. Because in Sydney, it's hard to find halal food, like 100% halal certified. So we offered that service to people. And it made them feel confident that what they're eating is actually halal. It's by Muslim people as well. So, and we still do that now. We still have this business as well.
So you made this on the picture? Made by yourself?
Not by myself, my sister. Yeah, my sister, ibu aku sama kakak aku ini bisnisnya. Terus aku cuma bantuin di rumah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun. Thank you, alhamdulillah. And so, this is some of my projects, because my projects, I learned a lot about my culture, because obviously I'm not born in Indonesia. I learned a lot about my culture. I learned a lot about batik. I made a collection with batik as well, because I use fashion to explore my identity as well. So now I'm currently doing an internship at a bridal beauty called Stephen Khalil, and so I help make wedding dresses there, because I've graduated now and I'm starting to look for a job now, alhamdulillah. So sometimes being the only Muslim or the only hijabi in a Western country, it can get very overwhelming, because sometimes naturally you want to be like other people, or you want to follow their styles, or you just, when you're surrounded by people who are different to you, you just naturally want to be like them. But I remembered, like, I can always fall back to my community if things get too overwhelming. If it gets too much, I can always go back, because there are people there to support me. And if I have any advice, if you're struggling, make sure that you always surround yourself with good people, good Muslim people. You surround yourself with your mum and dad, with your family, so that if you wonder, if you go a little bit astray, you can always find your way back, inshallah. Inshallah, that gives you more information about what it's like to be a Muslim Indonesian living in Sydney. Does anyone have any questions?
Okay, guys, if you have any question, please write down your question on the chat section below, and I will read, or you will read by yourself.
Wow, it's amazing experiences, right?
Anybody want to ask this, Sharenaa?
Yeah, just write your pertanyaannya dulu. Tempat chat itu nanti Umi bacakan atau antum yang bacakan langsung. We are still waiting for our students to ask the question.
Yeah, no worries. If you kalau pada I don't know, malu untuk put questions, you can also follow my Instagram. You can text me anytime. I will answer you. So yeah.
So what is this name?
Maybe I can write it here. I'll put it in the chat, inshallah.
Anak tanya. Yeah. Okay, Umi Fitri, please ask your question.
Ask your question.
Umi Fitri. Okay, Umi Fitri, you can ask your question by speaking or just writing.
Bagaimana mengenai biaya pendidikan? Oh, Miss Sharenaa, do you understand about Miss Umi Fitri question? He asked about bagaimana mengenai biaya pendidikan. But how about the payment? If you want to study, and how about the payment for education?
So I'll try to reply in Indonesian, but it's not very good. Jadinya kalau gimana ya? Kalau sekolah di Sydney, kalau university di Sydney itu semua dibayarin sama government. So what's government? I'm not sure what government is. Government is pemerintah ya. So semua dibayarin sama pemerintah. Terus pas kerja itu ada a little bit of your payment from your work goes to pay off your university fees.
Is it accommodation
or only for education?
Only for education.
For your living cost, you need to buy by yourself. Your living cost.
Yes. That's why a lot of people, when they do university, they work at the same time because they need to pay off. Yeah. So even though it's very busy, it's very hard, you have to do it because otherwise you can't have a home then if you don't work at the same time.
Jadi semacam pinjaman dari pemerintah bagi anak yang citizen sini dibiayai, jadi nanti mereka tanpa bunga, jadi nggak ada bunganya, jadi mereka akan mengembalikan uang itu sembari kerja.
Thank you, Julia.
Okay, next question. If you have any question, guys. Tadi banyak yang nanya. Sekarang sudah gilirannya tuh ada yang nanya lagi. Anani. Okay, Najwa, please ask your question directly. Directly by speaking, Najwa.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Najwa. And I want to ask you one question. So there's a lot of different cultures in Australia. There's a good cultures and there's, a bad cultures. Do you feel that it's hard to adjust yourself into that cultural differences? Thank you for your answer.
No worries. Thank you, Najwa. Do you mean like with Australian culture? What type of culture are you talking about?
Like, there's a lot of same-sex marriage, for example, in Australia. Do you feel that it's hard for you to adjust yourself?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's very hard because especially me studying design and me doing art subjects as well, there are a lot of people who live that lifestyle, live that lifestyle that doesn't align with our lifestyle. But the way that I, position myself to the way that I look at it is basically that's them living their life and I'm living my life. They might not agree with my values, they might not agree with what I do or the fact that I wear a hijab, but they don't say it to me, so they respect me for living my lifestyle. I feel like in Australia there's a very big culture of just respect and understanding. So in terms of that, obviously I would never incorporate myself with that lifestyle, and they understand that very much as well. So it's like I said, it's just the understanding that I live my life and that you live your life. But we can still be friends, but you can't what's the word? You can't influence me to do anything that you want me to do. That type of thing. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
No worries.
Is it clear, Najwa?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, thank you for your question, Najwa. Next, if you have any question, guys, just ask directly, or if you write down your question on the comment section or on the chat section, and I will read it to you. But if you want to ask your question directly, don't forget to turn off your microphone, Yes, and say your name. The question from Ustaz Umi Ustaz Safar. Adam ayam. Miss Sharenaa, do you know what is ayam? Chicken noodle. Is there chicken noodle in Australia?
Because my mom is the best Indonesian cook ever. My mom's, she's so good. I can ask her to make me anything that I feel like, because sometimes I feel like makanan abang-abang, like mie ayam, bubur, bakso. I love it all, and my mom, she's so good, she can make it straight away. Alhamdulillah. But yeah, I love Indonesian food so much. I love it.
Jadi ada mie ayam di sana ya, Miss Sharenaa ya?
Ada dong, there's all of it. Obviously, it's not the same. It's not the same as the one in Indonesia because the ingredients are different. Tapi taste-nya sama lah. Kenapa?
Different seasoning.
Yeah, a little bit. But the taste is similar.
Oke, pertanyaannya sudah terjawab dari Mi Ayah. Oke, Sapan. Halo, Sapan. Minta.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Sorry. Randi. Oke, Ibu Uya.
Iya.
Ibu Uya, can you introduce yourself?
Oh,
Assalamualaikum Bu Uya.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Dia memperkenalkan dirinya biar. Halo.
Saya sebenarnya mau menghantarkan Abi. Ya, ini saya manggilnya Abi ya karena di halaman saya biar dia engage sama Indonesian culture dan Abi ini Masya Allah, jadi it's a good opportunity for both sides, for Abi and also for the student Insya Allah ya. Mungkin nambahin aja. Jadi di Australia ini orang banyak nyangka anak-anak kehilangan identitas Islamnya ya, tapi sebenarnya enggak ya. Dan bahkan tadi Sharenaa juga udah cerita sekolah Muslim banyak dan sebenarnya kelompok-kelompok tahfiz juga banyak di sini. Jadi penghafal Quran ya. Anak Wia sendiri misalnya sempat homeschooling berapa tahun karena fokus hafal Quran. Karena di sini by law semua anak harus sekolah. Jadi kalau mau melakukan hal yang ekstra dia harus ambil sertifikat homeschooling sehingga dia bisa menggunakan waktunya di jam sekolah biasa untuk melakukan hal yang dia sukai. Jadi jangan takut nanti kalau ke Australia ngirim anaknya sekolah, insya Allah di sini banyak saudara-saudari Muslimnya yang juga berjuang yang sama ya, insya Allah terjaga.
Jadi yang mengajarkan tentang Islam itu dari Indonesia atau dari other country gitu Bu?
Macam-macam, jadi semua banyak. Jadi memang populasi Muslim terbanyak di sini dari Lebanis karena mereka memang migran pertama ke Australia. Kemudian dari negara-negara yang lain, Mesir, Arab Saudi, Indonesia juga. Kita sih 2% ya di antara populasi Muslim, nggak banyak ya. Tapi kalau di daerah kayak tadi Sharenaa sebut ada Green Acre, ada Lakemba, itu sabab-sabab atau daerah-daerah kecamatan mungkin ya kalau di Indonesia yang banyak populasi Muslimnya. Jadi banyak masjid juga, sekolah Muslim juga ada. Walaupun kalau sekolah Muslim itu dihitung private school sehingga dia harus bayar sendiri. Kalau anaknya ke public school, ke sekolah umum itu dibayar pemerintah. Tapi kalau ke Muslim school sama kayak mereka ke Christian school, jadi dianggap ke private school, jadi bayar sendiri. Ada ekstra.
Jadi bukan hanya sekolah Islam ya, sekolah agama lain juga terhitung
ada. Dan di sini juga ada Muslim dari Vietnam. Tadi Sharenaa sebenarnya sudah menyebutkan ada Vietnam. Jadi komunitas yang kita mungkin juga nggak tahu ternyata ada Muslim di sini banyak ya. Dan alhamdulillah itu salah satu blessing tinggal di Australia karena dia multicultural. Kita juga jadi bisa kenal dengan kalau kalian dari Indonesia kenal Muslim dari daerah-daerah lain kayak saya dari Lombok ketemu yang dari Irian, dari mana, dari Riau, dari Padang, macam-macam ya, banyak sekali ya. Kemudian yang internasional juga banyak.
So talking about the teachers there, most of them are from Muslim countries, right?
Not necessarily, because even for those who come from minority Muslim like Vietnam, for example, they come here and then they study here. We have Islamic college here, kayak sekolah syariah. Di sini juga ada institusinya. So and you can get access to, Masya Allah, international sheikh and sheikha. So you can engage with. Kalau di Indonesia mungkin susah ditemui, kalau di sini lebih gampang aksesnya. Jadi Masya Allah. Saya sendiri setelah selesai master sekolah syariah, jadi nggak kehilangan lah Insya Allah di sini.
Jadi pemerintah di sana juga mendukung ya Bu, yang nggak kayak oh ini muslim nih, nggak boleh ini, nggak boleh ini, urusannya dipersulit gitu, no ya Bu ya?
Justru di sini karena kebebasan itu sehingga kita memanfaatkan kebebasan yang ada. Jadi like a blessing in disguise we are minority but we have freedom from the government, so we use the opportunity to do whatever we want, including establishing the Quran class and then taking lessons classes for Islamic studies.
Oh jadi berbeda dari negara-negara Eropa itu kan ada juga Bu yang muslimnya nggak boleh, azan aja nggak boleh, baca Quran aja nggak boleh. Berarti di Australia lebih enak lah gitu ya?
Iya, asal satu tidak mengganggu orang lain. Kayak azan, semua masjid di sini itu kedap suara. Jadi even if you pass a big masjid, you will never hear the azan because it's just only for inside the room. Jadi mic-nya itu di dalam, jadi nggak pernah keluar. And Masya Allah, you can see all the regulation from the government really taking care of, privacy rights. For example, when we're building houses, you need to see the regulation from the government. For example, how tall is your building, so you should not covering the shade for your neighbors and things like that. So Masya Allah, everything here is, Kalau dibanding Indonesia, Masya Allah, Alhamdulillah. Asal dari kitanya tidak ganggu orang.
Makasih Bu ya, itu pengalamannya yang knowledge for us.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah.
Okay, back to Q&A section, guys. If you have question, mana? Nggak ada yang mau nanya, tadi banyak yang nanya. Mana kok hilang semua ini? What are the challenges as a Muslim student? Okay, Nabila, please ask your question directly. Nabila Nursaulia. What are Nabila, introduce yourself.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nabila Nursaulia. I'm from MA Arsyad Islamic School.
Waalaikumsalam. Nice to meet you, Nabila. Did you want to ask a question?
What are the challenges as a Muslim student in Sydney? The
Challenges.
challenge me.
Okay, so what are the challenges as a Muslim student in Sydney? I would say it's very hard to pray, just in general, because sometimes they don't give you a space to pray or make wudu. It's very hard to have like just a little space even to pray in privacy. It's very hard to do that, and also I feel like when you're not surrounded by Muslim people as well, it's hard to have that motivation. There's not people pushing you to salat just with puasa even, like it's a lot more challenging, I'd say, because people around you aren't doing the same thing. So basically just things like praying, fasting, I would say as well, just being visibly Muslim as well. People already look at you in a certain way. They already have an idea of what you're going to be like. And so sometimes they don't even want to talk to you. I have to be the one to say hi as well. So I feel like a lot of the time I have to prove myself. I have to show them that I'm a normal person a lot of the times. And so yeah, I have to do like dua kali the work just to make them feel comfortable around me, basically. Yeah. But other than that, I think also in Sydney, in Australia, the culture for young people as well is to drink. Like they have that culture of partying, of drinking, and sometimes they don't understand that I can't do that, so they ask me, oh, Sharenaa, let's go, but sometimes I find myself, I don't know how to answer because I have to tell them a long story from A to B of why I can't do things, and even if I tell them, they don't want to understand sometimes, and so I feel like it's a good thing that they don't want to be friends with me, so that I don't have to explain myself all the time. But yeah, it's just the difference of lifestyle, and sometimes they don't want to understand. That's the most challenging part for me.
Okay, Nabila, is it clear for you?
For me.
Okay, thank you, Nabila, for your question. Next question from Kansa Renata. Is there someone who is in this? Okay, Kansa, you may ask your question directly. Kansa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kansa, and I wanna ask: is there someone who doesn't like Muslim, who is against with Muslim people?
Waalaikumsalam, Kansa. Nice to meet you. There are a lot of people who don't like Muslim people, but they're too scared to say things. So, they have an idea that Muslim people are. They even feel sorry for me because they think that I'm forced to wear the hijab, but I'm not. So they just have an idea of me that, I don't have freedom or I'm very oppressed. So it's a weird thing because they feel sorry for me sometimes, but also some other times they also are against my religion in general. But a lot of the times they're too scared to say something. And, if they're against me, they'd rather not be friends with me as well. And it's okay because I don't want to be friends with them either. But yeah, there's lots of people who don't like Muslims. But like I said, because in Sydney there's lots of areas with Muslim people, usually the people that don't like, they live in a different area. And they all are in one area, and you won't see Muslims there as well. So, but once you go into the city, I would say, like, because there's a lot of people from different areas coming to the main city, that's when you would get comments. But alhamdulillah, like I said, no one has said anything rude or mean to me. But there are issues sometimes of people not liking other Muslim people and being very vocal about it as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kansa. Is it clear for you?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Next question. Maybe this is the last question, Millennia. Yes, because it's already 11 a.m. in here, Sharenaa. Sharenaa, what time is it now?
It's jam 3.
Oh, jam 3. Di sana kan azan asarnya jam berapa?
Asar, it's changed a bit. Let me see the accurate time. Asar is about, let me see. Sorry, 1 second. I think it's about 4 o'clock. Yeah.
4 o'clock.
4:52. Sorry, so almost 5 o'clock.
Okay, Sharenaa. Kan kalau di Indonesia kita wearing or something like that for salat. How about for Muslim in Sydney? Do you need to do something like mukena, telepon, or something like that? Just your hijab.
Oh, okay. So in Sydney, usually we bring a skirt with us. Hijabnya sama, tapi kita pakai rok. Just on top of it. Yeah. But usually, like, with the hijab, like, we cover more so that we don't have to wear mukena. Yeah. When we pray. Yeah.
Okay. Next, siapa nih?
Tambahin tadi itu mungkin tadi Abiyah nggak ingat jam sholat asar bukan karena nggak perhatian, tapi memang setiap hari jadwal sholat berubah.
Yeah.
Berarti sama kayak di Indonesia ya Bu ya, kan kadang jam 4, kadang cepat, kadang lambat gitu ya Bu.
Di sini setiap hari berubah, jadi beda musim, beda jam sholat, dan setiap hari nambah terus atau berkurang terus tergantung musimnya. Jadi setiap hari kita harus ngecek sholat, jadwal sholat. Jadi bukan karena nggak perhatian, tapi karena berubah setiap hari. Very interesting ya.
Kalau tentang puasanya gitu berapa jam?
Sharenaa?
Was it puasa?
Yeah.
Fasting? How long? For example, in winter, it can be about from 5 a.m. Buya, is that right? 5 a.m. to maybe 8 o'clock?
That's 5 if it's winter. So we are lucky when it is in winter. We are lucky because the fasting time is very short. Only 12 hours.
After 5, yeah.
But during summer, so if Ramadan, for example, I experienced the first time I came here, 2001, that time Ramadan was in summer. So we will start fasting 3:30 in the morning and have a break like 9 o'clock night time. So I still remember we go to the Musola at uni to have Tarawih at 10 o'clock night time. So we finish around almost 12 o'clock. That's summertime. But in winter, we are still having Ramadan in winter this year, inshallah. So we are lucky we have a shorter time from compared to Indonesian people. So very short in winter. Jadi di sini, but now it's still summer, so we have Maghrib now. Like for today, Maghrib is 8 o'clock night time. 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 p.m. Isha is 9:30 here.
9:30. For it's time to sleep. It's time to sleep in Indonesia, but di Australia masih sholat Isya.
So I leave it to you for the last question, Abia.
Oke, pertanyaan terakhir, ada yang tanya lagi pertanyaan terakhir?
Someone asked about the length of study.
Gimana Bu?
The length of study here.
The length of the study. Miss Sharenaa, how long did you study there till we can get graduated? Same as Indonesia 9 years. Kalau di Indonesia kan dia sampai lulus tuh kira-kira 9 tahun. How about in Sydney?
12 years. 12 years. So you have
Elementary?
kindergarten all the way to year 12. So that's actually 13 years. Sorry, 13 years.
That's the only difference that in Indonesia the compulsory age is primary school, while here the compulsory age is kindy. That's the only difference. Yeah, but the age when you start schooling in Indo is 7 years old, while here 4 years old you can start kindy. So when you do primary you are 5.
Oh, berarti lebih cepat ya?
Younger, bukan lebih cepat, younger aja. Tapi length of study-nya sama. 6 years in primary and 9 years high school.
Sistemnya sama juga, Bu. Kayak di Indonesia kan dalam sekolah tuh dia belajar many subject like science, English, and religion, and so on. How about in Australia?
It's the same. It depends if you're in a Muslim school, then they have religion as well. But usually it's just the subjects, like you said, without religion. And that's why usually, like students in Sydney, they will also have like a school on Saturday just for religion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Although maybe there is an interesting information in New South Wales, they have a policy that they give every student in public school 20 minutes to learn their own religion. So they call it scripture class, where every student in public school will have their own teacher So, for example, if you are Christian, you will go to Christian room, and then if you are Buddhist, you go to Buddhist room. Then if you are Muslim, you go to the Muslim room, where Muslim teacher will teach you religion for 20 minutes only, once a week in public school. So they are accommodating religious study in public school. Although not all school have the teacher, but the policy is there. They have the opportunity, and the government give the opportunity for those who have religion to study their own religion, although they go to public school. Beda sama Indo ya.
Iya, kalau di Indonesia setiap minggu tuh ada kayak 2 jam gitu untuk belajar agama aja.
Ya, artinya agama mau di iniin, kalau di sini malah dikasih kesempatan.
Cerita first, and then Mimaya.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Cherika. What different things you might find in Australia but not in Indonesia?
Please repeat again.
What different things you might find in Australia but not in Indonesia?
Okay, what is the difference that you find in Australia but not in Indonesia?
Waalaikumsalam. So there's a lot of different things. Number one, I would say you don't find Indonesian food as good as the one you find in Indonesia. In Australia, which is very sad, you're not gonna get like the men in with the grubber into Australia. You're not gonna get that. What else won't you get in Australia? There's very different people, like a lot of people that that you wouldn't find in Indonesia, like people with a lot of people with tattoos. Or there's a lot of people that decide to, I don't know, like for example, just people that just want to dress differently, and you would never see that in Indonesia as well. I would say because Australia is not a Muslim country, you also get people that don't wear a lot of clothes as well. Like it's very normal for people, especially in Australian culture, to just, not look decent as well and just leave the house like that. So what else can you find in Australia? The weather. The weather is very different. In Australia, you have very, very clear blue skies a lot, and I feel like in Indonesia, the sky is also always grey. Always grey. And that's what I find that's very different. Every time I go to Indonesia, I miss it. Not all the time though. I know a lot of the time in Indo you can get blue skies, but yeah. What else? Yeah. There's so many different things. So many things, and that's why I always miss going back to Indonesia. Yeah. It does feel like home, even though I was never born there.
Okay, Cherika, is it clear? Is it clear for you, Cherika?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And then the next question is from Umimaya, our headmaster. Please, Umimaya.
Hello, Sharenaa.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Do you use PC or smartphone right now?
I use a PC.
Oh, PC. Actually, I want you to show the scenery there. But if you use PC, maybe it's hard for me to see the scenery.
Do you use salary?
There.
Oh, scenery.
Yes.
I can show you, but it's not very.
Maybe the
Okay, 1 second. I'll bring you guys outside with me. I just have to check that no one's together. Okay, 1 second. I'll show you outside.
Di sana sekarang
it's very hot.
Flat?
Yeah. Yeah, I know the house. See, that's the scenery.
Wow. How? So
See this husband?
Do you want to go to Sydney, students?
yes.
Yes, sure.
There you go.
That you can read in Sharenaa's house.
Yes, that's right. It's a very beautiful sunny day.
Thank you, Sharenaa, for showing us your garden.
Welcome.
Miss Jamuna, do you have any questions or more? Okay. Okay, thank you for you. Thank you very much to Miss Sharenaa for your precious time to let us know about how the Muslim life in Australia is Sydney. Hope we can meet again someday. Corona.
Amin. Yeah, inshallah. If I'm ever in Pekanbaru, I'll visit you guys.
Yes, please come to Arsyad Islamic School and we make more talk show. Yes.
Inshallah. Amin. Thank
Do
you
you
so
have
much.
do you have any last sentence for us?
I think that, you guys should, if you have the opportunity, definitely come to Sydney and, travel if you have the opportunity. And I pray that you guys have that one day, inshallah. Amin.
Oke, Ibu Uya, ada yang mau disampaikan Bu terakhir Bu?
Ya, kalau kita lihat cerita Abiyah kan ternyata Muslim di mana aja itu istilahnya sama ya, tergantung dia mau dekat sama Allah atau enggak kan. So every Muslim wherever you are, you have different challenges. Yeah. If Sharenaa who lives in Australia can hold her identity as a Muslim, and inshallah you are all in Arsyad pesantren, inshallah have not only you have responsibility also to spread Islam, inshallah sampai ke Sydney ya, inshallah ya. So be proud as Muslim, take the opportunity to learn while you are study. We need more da'i, we need more da'iyah, we need more ustaz and ustazah in Australia, and I'm pretty sure also in another country like America or Europe countries, they need more ustaz, and this is your chance to build yourself to be ustaz and ustazah, inshallah ya.
Thank you Ibu yang udah mengajarkan Islam sampai ke Sydney and Miss Sharenaa also help you guys istiqomah and then help for Allah Subhanahu. Benar-benar pengetahuan yang baru banget ya Bu. It's really nice experience to us to know about the Muslim life in Sydney. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Say goodbye now.
Jazakumullah khairan.
Yeah, thank you guys for your presentation. We are sorry for our mistake. Let's close this event by saying Alhamdulillah and doa kafaratul majlis. Okay, thank you guys. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.